It's like, Keisha, like, the lease is up. I know that you've not paid for a few months. You've not paid your ticket, but like at some point, like you gotta take this back. I get ignored. So here is the blessing in disguise about her not being able to register that car to her. Because if she had registered to her, like, I would have just been out. Like, I can't make you give a car back that's registered to you. But I can file stolen vehicle or unauthorized use of a vehicle charges if you're in a car that's registered to me. And that's what I had to do. I literally had to drive to Newport News, Virginia, file charges on her. The police called me the night before I had my protective order hearing with Rob, the final protective order hearing, and said, we're arresting her. We see the truck. We're going to take the truck and impound it. So she got arrested, felony charge. They took the truck, impounded it. I don't even have money for gas to drive back to Newport News. I haven't been paid in months, and I've been spending all this money on Ubers and Airbnbs and clothes and everything else in hiding. So I'm like, I gotta figure it out. I'm like trying to get my job to pay me. So Rob misses court because I guess he was bailing Keisha out and like didn't want me to know. It's like, I know because the police called me. So he misses court. So I got, of course I got my final restraining order. He's not there to defend it. He's not there to fight it. But then 2 days later, or actually no. So they served him the restraining order in the mailbox because he's not there because he's down in Newport News helping his sister, right? So that day I go to get my son, and the no contact part of my restraining order means you can't pass messages through people. You can't contact me third party. I pick up my son, and my son's like, Dad said that he's going to get rid of your dog if you don't get him today. That's a violation of my protective order, sir. That got issued today. So I go to the police. I'm like, okay, I got my son. And he can tell you what this guy said to him to tell me. Like, that's a violation. And the police officer's like, no, you're right. You're right. He's not allowed to do that. But because he got served in his mailbox, we don't know that he actually got the restraining order, even though it's like nighttime and this happened in the morning. We don't know. And he's there, so he definitely got it. So we're not going to arrest him. So I'm like, okay. And they're like, oh, well, tell us again if he does it. I'm like, okay. And then 2 days later, I get a call from the sheriffs, and they're like, hey, we have a restraining order from you. I'm like, no, you already served it. Like, I'm good. And they're like, no, you have a restraining order against you. Come pick it up. We don't have an address for you. I'm like, what? So I go to the sheriff's office, and Rob has filed a restraining order against me, and he alleged child abuse in his. So I'm not even allowed to talk to my kids, and I can't tell them why I can't talk to them because I'll get arrested if I talk to them, period. So we go to court for his restraining order. Luckily, because they didn't know where I was at, I was in the shelter. It took them so long to serve me. It was literally like the day or two before court for his final. So CPS calls me, and they're like, we have to do an investigation because he alleged child abuse. Of course, nothing. And so they're like, don't worry, we'll have a report there for the judge. So we get to court. I'm like, okay, this is easy. I have 50 pages of evidence that show he's the one stalking me, that show I do not talk to this man, that show that all these crazy things he's doing to me. The CPS report says I've never abused my children. That means he's lying. Like, somebody has to care that he just came up here and lied. I see his petition for his restraining order. He left out the fact that I already have one against him, and you have to disclose that. Everything he wrote is like a full fabrication. Like, he literally just made random stuff up, and I can prove it. I get a horrible man as a judge. And this man sides with Rob. Rob shows his video of reactive abuse, of me yelling. I try to explain, like, this is why I was yelling. I literally had gotten my mouth, my gums cut open. I had a biopsy. I was waiting to see if I had cancer. I asked Rob to leave the house so I could heal. He said no, it's his house. I had to leave the house and drive on pain medication because he kept making me talk. And I kept telling him it hurts, and he kept telling me it doesn't hurt that bad. I have stitches in my mouth. I'm in pain. I had to drive from Maryland to Richmond on pain meds, lost my antibiotics while I was like traveling, had this huge like rash all over me after surgery. His niece is harassing me. I walk in, he won't bring the kids to me. I'm healing, I have a rash all over me. His niece is like contacting me, calling me fat, ugly, she hates me, nobody likes me, blah, 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 everything you can say. I'm stupid, I'm everything. Rob won't bring the kids to me, so I drive back to Maryland to get my kids. And I go in the bedroom like, I need you to stop your niece. And he's just like, no, I don't care. That's not my problem. That's on you. Like, it's your niece. I don't know her. I only know her because of you. And he's just like, I don't care. That's not my problem. Like, I'll deal with it later. So I go in. I'm like, I'm tired. I'm tired of this. I am tired. And that's the video he shows. And I don't get a chance to say, like, this is literally reactive abuse. Look at what happened to me. Anybody in my position who's like waiting to find out they have cancer, going through all this, would snap. The other video he shows is me yelling because he had my kids call me, tell me that if I didn't send them money, they couldn't eat dinner. I checked, we still had a joint account at the time. There was money in that account, and I watched the account over the next like 20 minutes, and he got a $25 car wash, and then he went on a date. So I FaceTime my son. My son's like, oh no, Dad went out to eat with his friend. I'm like, so he had you call me and tell me if I didn't give you money, you couldn't eat? He's like, yeah. And I'm like, did you eat? And he's like, yeah, no, I ate. So your dad literally was trying to get me to send you money so you could spend it on a date? Like, this is crazy. Yeah. And even though I knew what it was, like, something in me snapped. I was like, oh, I'm about to get proof of what you're doing. So like I drove to the house in Maryland and was like trying to sneak in while he was asleep and like use his phone to like get proof of what he was doing. He woke up. We're yelling. Here's the thing though. I was yelling and I'm like, okay, you are a psycho. You can't get your kids to yell, to lie because you want date money. And he's like, you're a deadbeat. I can get my kids to lie if that's gonna make you help. You don't help. Again, I'm paying the mortgage on the house that he lives in. I have the kids on the weekend. He doesn't give me any money. I pay our back taxes every month. I pay your tooth surgery. I pay your Rolex. I pay all these things. My mortgage is $1,000 more than yours. I'm paying all these things. I think by this point he wasn't even paying the kids' phone bill anymore. I'm paying our kids' car. I'm paying our kids' car insurance. Our kid just needed a new tire. I paid for that. And you keep calling me a deadbeat. And you're like on video doing this. And then I walk away and I'm like, okay, cool. Well, like, I already drove all the way here. I'm about to just go down to my office and work down there. He follows me. He runs throughout the house following me on video. Like, this is all in the video that he shows in court. If you're scared, are you chasing somebody around the house? And they walked away. I wouldn't chase somebody I'm scared of. And then he comes to my office and he's screaming, blah, blah, blah. So we're yelling at each other. And I'm like, yeah, I moved out because you need me in the pelvis and you made me bleed. I'm saying all this on video. The judge hears me say it. And it's still like, no, you assaulted him. Like, I didn't even touch him. What? And then add to that, even with the CPS report that says I've never abuse my kids. They're not afraid of me. They love me, all the things. So that means he lied. He lied. Then Rob's like, oh, well, she goes to their school and picks them up. I went to their school twice and picked them up, like an hour early. Because I took them to the movies when Minecraft came out. And then the other time was my son's prom day. I like had them come help me with my storage unit or something that day. And he's like, yeah. And then the judge is like, oh, you go to their school and take them out. Again, I hadn't even seen my kids for 2 months because I'm in hiding from this psychopath. And oh my God, you go to their school and get them? It's like, so we're going to ignore the fact that this man boldface lied in his petition. We're going to ignore the fact that I just said in this video how he kneed me and made me bleed. We're going to ignore all this. And you're going to clutch your pearls because I picked up my kids early twice? Okay, can I show my evidence? Can I show you why I was gone for 2 months and spending all this time like trying to make it up to my kids? No. Well, can I show you that? No. I didn't get to show not one single piece, not one single piece of evidence. So Rob's over there like, she's just mad. I don't want her. And it's like, if you let me show you, I will show you 20 messages right now of him begging me to be with him and me telling him I do not want to be with him, of me telling him how he abuses me, of me like begging him to leave me alone. I will show you that everything he's saying is a lie. No. No. You have so Rob, when he filed his protective order, also filed an appeal to reverse mine. So he's like, well, you have court for your protective order appeal, so you can just deal with that there. And even though we have an active open custody case and we have court for custody in like a month, and this is very clearly a ploy to get around that, claiming abuse, he's like, well, you picked your kids up twice from school, so I'm going to give him custody. What? Yeah, no, you're not allowed to keep your kids overnight. What? Well, he's the one who has your kids. He has them because he kneed me in the pelvis and I bled and I begged him to leave the house and he wouldn't leave. That is the only reason he has them. It's not safe for me to be around him. Oh, well, I don't want to like disturb him. And he's over there saying like, oh, she never does anything for our kid. She doesn't even know his doctor, blah, blah, blah. And then literally like before we leave court, I'm like, okay, my son has a doctor's appointment in Baltimore. Like, can I take him? Like, I have to ask for permission for this. I'm like, can I keep him overnight and take him? And the judge is like, no, you can't have him overnight. And if the judge had any sense, he would have again been like, Rob was lying again because Rob just in court said, I don't know who the kids' doctors are, and he takes care of all their medical needs. So here's the thing, because that judge knew that we had an open custody case and we were already going to go to court for custody, he could have just not touched it. He could have said, hey, this CPS report says that she's never abused her kids. They're not afraid of her. You have custody ongoing, like you have a case. I'm going to let that judge deal with it because you already have, like, it's scheduled. He did not do that. Instead, this judge literally gave Rob custody. He said, I'm not allowed to keep my kids overnight. And he gave Rob his protective order. And here's why this matters so much. Everybody is like, oh my gosh, girl, like you were in danger. He sounds crazy. He is. And they're like, oh my gosh, you need to get a GUN and protect yourself. I do. But guess what? You can't have one if you have an active protective order against you. You have to surrender any that you do have. So by him having that against me, I can't even protect myself. I cannot go get a licensed GUN and protect myself. So, you want to talk about being in danger? Yes, that is me.